This guy has fought a total of 5 times in the single year, and not only does the UFC and especially the guy at the top, Dana White, love him, but so does his community, and it's due to a lot of the good that he's done as well as the fact that he's a great fighter. Kevin Holland has had an incredibly lavish lifestyle after taking over the UFC world, mostly due to his careless attitude, his involvement in the community, and always being down for a fight. In this video, we're going to dig deeper into both his lifestyle and his net worth, and we'll cover everything from his rise to fame, his unique style inside the ring, his newsworthy achievements, and more. Comment below what's most interesting to you, and we'll pick a couple to feature in the next video. Now let's get started. Rise to fame. While many fighters coming into the UFC are known for their dominant fights or KO power, Kevin Holland actually started off on the wrong end. Dana White actually hated this guy because he was talking so much during his Contender series, which led to him not getting an initial contract. Check it out.
Who were some of the other fighters that you were most impressed with tonight on the big stage?
Holland. So I don't know, for those of you that don't know the story, he was on the Contender series. And he was a talented guy and he won his fight, but he wouldn't shut up. The entire fight he was talking to me. The whole fight. Now, any of you that have been to Las Vegas and have been to the Contender series, it's straight killers. Okay? Everybody comes into that building and the fights, I could do that every Tuesday for the rest of my life. It's incredible. I love it. This guy comes in and is talking the entire fight. So I said, I'm not signing this guy. I don't want him. I'm not interested in him. So Thiago Santos' fight falls out, right? And I said, let's call some Contender guys then that we liked. They all turned down the fight. I said, call Big Mouth. I want to see if Big Mouth takes this fight. Took the fight, came in and fought the fight, still talking shit, okay? In there with Thiago Santos, this beast, ranked number 13 in the world, and took this fight on 2 weeks' notice and is still talking and saying, talking so much his mouthpiece fell out twice. But wow, he looked good.
Kevin is an acquired taste, but what the UFC cares about more than anything is whether they can fight. And when it comes to being up to any challenge, Kevin Holland always has stepped up to the plate when his name was called. In his first case, it was a late fight against a contender in Thiago Santos where they went the distance. Since that point in time, the UFC star has always been on the good side of Dana White, and that's given Kevin Holland a lot of opportunity in the cage. In his last couple of fights, he's been able to go up against big names in the sport, including Michael Chiesa, Stephen Thompson, and Derek Brunson. Many of these fighters are at the top of their division, and Holland has been able to hang in there with them regardless of what they wanted to do, whether that's striking or grappling. Attracting big names was just a start though. He's also had some viral knockouts, namely an incredible KO of Ronaldo Souza and Santiago Ponzinibbio. This guy is seriously the real deal, and as much as he talks, he's been able to back it up. And as a UFC and MMA fan, what possibly more can you want other than a talkative fighter who can back up his talk? Now, he's been in several big fights, so let me know which one impressed you the most when it comes to fights with Kevin Holland. His unique style inside the ring. This guy isn't afraid to fight just about anywhere. In his last 2 fights, he's been able to submit a strong grappler in Michael Chiesa and then knock out a brawler in Santiago Ponzinibbio. Both of which are incredibly impressive because Kevin's able to dish it as much as he gets. As a big fan of the sport of MMA in general, it's always nice seeing fighters adapt and continue to grow. So here's Joe Rogan talking about both the power that Holland possesses and his growth.
About 180, I think.
Really?
Yeah, when he was fighting at middleweight.
That's crazy.
Because I spoke to him on Wednesday, yesterday, and he said, yeah, it was only about 180 he would rock up at the fight zone, so he wasn't cutting much weight, so making 170 is easy for him.
Very interesting. I had him on the podcast and Travis Luter, his coach.
Yeah.
And Travis said, I've never seen anybody like him.
Really?
He said he learned so fast. He goes, he's such a special talent, and he's just got ridiculous power. Remember when he knocked out Joaquin Buckley? He told him that he had a booger on his nose.
I didn't see that
He
one.
told him he had a booger on his
Really?
nose, and then he flatlined him.
I don't recall that.
Oh, watch
Why
this.
haven't I seen that?
Oh, it's
I
a
must
crazy
have
one.
seen that.
It was before Buckley's highlight,
Yep.
that crazy
kick.
jump back spinning kick. It's he pointed to him. He goes, "You got a booger on your nose, man." He goes,
I've heard of that, but
Yeah.
I can't think of the knockout off the
Yeah.
top of my head.
And then boom, hits him with a straight right hand and flatlines him.
Nice. I don't know why.
there.
What a shot!
Yeah, I mean that's serious power, man.
Yeah.
Because Buckley is tough, And you know, he had that Razak Al Hassan fight, super close fight last weekend.
Yeah.
Great fight. And you know, and Al Hassan can fucking crack.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that dude is
Pure
strong.
knockout power.
Oh my god. And so the fact that Holland was able to take him out with one shot like that is insanely impressive.
Newsworthy achievements. While Kevin Holland loves to fight inside the ring, and of course during his training, he's also been able to use his skill set outside in public. There's been 3 separate occasions where Kevin Holland has appeared on the news for helping the community, and I'm sure the people of Texas love that. The first, starting in October of 2021, Holland saw a carjacker in his neighborhood and immediately sprung into action. He tracked the guy down, made sure he was subdued, and waited until the police came by before letting him go. So this is a warning to anyone who lives close to Fort Worth, Texas. If you're trying to rob someone, make sure a 6'3", 200-pound fighter isn't around the block. I guess that message didn't get quite all the way to Houston, Texas, because in March of 2022, Holland was in a restaurant when a guy with a gun appeared. Him and his training partner both heard the gunshots and immediately went to help the guy who wrestled the gun away from the shooter's hand. On top of that, Holland used his lankiness and put the guy in a rear naked choke while waiting for the police to arrive. In that same year in May, Holland was also part of an accident where a trailer flipped while joining the highway. Holland noticed that fluids were leaking from the car and decided to jump into action, afraid of a potential explosion. He was able to get the man out of his truck and everyone was safe, other than, of course, the vehicle itself. All of these moments show how great of a guy Kevin is, and he is not afraid to run his mouth or run straight into action to help the community. So what we have so far is that he's an exceptionally exciting fighter who's only getting better. He's willing to fight anyone and helps at the locals with policing, and putting all these together, it's clear why there's so many fans of the UFC star. Lifestyle and net worth. Kevin Holland married his wife Charlize in 2019, and there's not much going out there on social media regarding their relationship, but if they got through COVID, I'm sure it's still plenty strong. With everything together, it's estimated that Holland is earning between $200,000 to $300,000 per fight and has an estimated net worth of $2 million. This isn't even taking into account any advertisement or deals that he does quite often on his Instagram and other social media platforms. This is incredible net worth given that he's not considered a top 20, top 30 fighter in the UFC just yet. But his ability to resonate with his fans and the MMA community has made him a star regardless of his rankings. Like we've been harping on all video, this fighter is only going to get better, and he might have a chance to go get the belt in the welterweight division if things land properly. From being a hated and somewhat annoying fighter according to the boss and Dana White to beloved by most people in the community, it's incredible seeing him garner attention that he has. I personally would love to see MMA fighters helping out the community, perhaps not always fighting, but it's just nice to see them involved in some way. What do you love or hate about Kevin Holland? Is it his big mouth that he's known for, or perhaps how cocky he can be inside the ring? Let the community know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for checking us out on Knockout TV. We appreciate the support, and we'll see you next time on the channel.